Welcome to the EPOS Audio Summit. For our next keynote, Working from Anywhere, the New Freedom, please welcome Ragnar Heil from Quest. Enjoy.
Hey, hello, welcome. Thanks so much for joining here the EPOS Audio Summit. I'm super happy to be here and tell you more about my personal experiences by working from anywhere, working from home. This is the new freedom, and especially I'm going to talk about the non-home part. So my name is Ragnar Heil. I'm a channel account manager working at Quest Software here in Central Europe. I'm also an MVP for Microsoft, and you find more about my life here on these blogs. I love to blog about my favorite topics. My favorite topics are headsets. I'm a so-called headset geek. I'm blogging about headsets since many years. At Ragnar.blog, I'm blogging about video streaming technologies at streamoutloud.video. I'm also used to write about travel a lot, but currently I'm more or less sitting here in my working from home situation with my family, which you can find on this middle screen picture, 3 kids and 1 beautiful wife. You can find me also on Twitter. And I've also have a Twitter account for Vol, which is Working Out Loud. I'm one of the pioneers in the Working Out Loud community, which is a new way of working. And that's what it's all about today. We want to find new ways of working and discover a new path in our daily meetings and conferences. I also spent, before I joined Quest, 11 years working at Microsoft. So on the right, you find a picture of Microsoft Germany. And I'm also blogging about Microsoft cloud technologies every single week. I'm having a podcast about Microsoft technologies, which I'm publishing every week, and also a video live stream every Thursday evening where we share the latest, hottest news about Microsoft Teams technologies. Now, let me start with a topic which you might find a little bit, annoying because you cannot hear it anymore. But I have to tell you that we are currently still in the COVID-19 lockdown, light times wherever you are on this beautiful planet. But currently we are all literally in the same boat, even with social distancing. And even if we have social distancing and we cannot travel to our beloved ones, we have less meetings. We are maybe not in our usual offices anymore. We don't have conferences on site. But the one thing is we are not alone, because talking about my own experiences, I'm spending like 6, 8, sometimes 10 hours in video calls. And maybe you have seen this picture here. This is a picture from Skype, from Microsoft Teams and also from Zoom. And maybe you have seen this picture where 49 people are staring at you. Please take a moment and feel inside of you how you feel about the situation when 49 people are staring at you. Maybe these are your colleagues, maybe these are friends, maybe these are customers, maybe these are strangers. But my personal experience is, after a long day of having 30, 40, 49 people staring at me, after a long working day with many video calls, I felt extremely exhausted. So to be honest, literally, there was one situation where it was like 7:37 in the evening, and I was so exhausted. I said, listen, I have to go to bed. I have to go to sleep. I'm super exhausted because I really got a overload, a kind of Zoom or Teams fatigue, and it was very stressful for me. And then I tried to find out and discover what happened here. And then I went into researches, and I found that scientists are already talking about this video conference fatigue. And here we've seen, especially in Teams, but also in Zoom, that the way how all these little boxes are structured is very intensive for our brain, because we are not used that 49 people are looking at us. If we go to supermarket or to shop, there are also people around us, but not everybody is staring at us. And here our very old part of the brain, our dinosaur brain, is going into a mode where it's thinking, should I fight? Should I escape? Do I have friends around me, or do I have enemies around me? So that's what the brain is doing. And with this, every second looking for flight, fight, and escape, our brain is working heavily. And that's the reason why we're currently seeing a lot of fatigue around the situations here. Microsoft is currently doing a kind of solution, and I think Zoom is on the same page, and also others. They are going for new innovative meeting experiences. And experiences can look like this, classroom experiences, or this kind of experiences. But all these vendors or video conference systems, they want to offer something new, where the brain is not going into a fatigue mode, and it's not going to be overflown by information. So the vendors of these unified communication systems are working on solutions, how to cope with it, because we might be able not to travel in the next weeks. So it's going to be stay longer. But to be very honest with you here, I'm not super convinced about this innovative experiences here. I'm not so convinced. Personally, for me, the video aspect is the most difficult thing. So that's the reason why I would like to share with you now in the next minutes how my personal day looks like with less video conferences, with more audio experiences, where I want to make sure that my energy level keeps on a very good level, that my work-life balance keeps on a very good level, that my energy is there, and I'm not going for sleep at 7 p.m. because I'm completely exhausted. So I will share with you how my day looks like using my personal approaches, and I'm happy to share with me and have a conversation with you about my day. It's going to be structured, because I believe that the future of the modern workplace is going to be hybrid. It's not that we're going to stay for 8 hours video conference for the next years. No, we will go back into the offices. We will go back and meet people. We are going to go back into conferences, but it's going to be different. Future is not going to be the same like pre-COVID-19. But here, I really want to talk with you about how to improve work-life boundaries. I don't like the word work-life balance. I'm going more into these blended experiences, work-life blended experiences, but really talk about with you in this session about spaces where I'm working, spaces where I'm collaborating, spaces where I'm communicating. That's for me very important. I've got a lot of meetings, and in these meetings, it's not only about talking, it's also about idea creation, be innovative, be creative. That's for me very important. And this includes video, but sometimes it needs to exclude video when we are in an audio only situation. So let me start my day with let's say 7 o'clock in the morning. That's the time when I usually start my day, and the day starts with a good cup of coffee. It starts maybe with a breakfast, and this is my part of the day where I'm not having meetings. So the good news is at 7 o'clock I don't have meetings, I don't have calls, I don't have video conferences. I will start my day with some briefing emails, and here we have solutions from Google, from Alexa, from Siri, but also from Microsoft. Using Cortana, we have solutions which can help us with a kind of briefing mail. So while we're having a cup of coffee, these solutions will help us to summarize our most important meetings, our most important promises, our action items, our to-dos in a briefing mail. So personally, I see a lot of value in this artificial intelligence movement, where they're going to summarize my most important things, what I have to achieve, what I have to join, where I have to participate, where I have to solve in a morning briefing, summarized and wrapped up by an assistant like Cortana or from the other vendors as well. I'm also consuming every single morning news, local magazines, local newspapers, and so on, economical magazines. I'm also currently in the phase where I'm doing an executive MBA, and I have to spend my morning learning for my MBA. I'm also very into podcasting, so I use headsets every single morning to listen to podcasts, and sometimes I also get a nice little energy boost, not only by caffeine and by coffee and good cereals, but also by great tunes and music. And my preferred way of starting the morning would be here to get my coffee, read the paper, and use my EPOS SP 30T to listen to these things, what I just mentioned, podcast, music, or maybe my digital assistant is going to wrap up and summarize my day with a beautiful voice. So that's for me one of the things what I love in my life, not to start my day with meetings, start it with my family and get the briefing, the news briefing, daily task briefing, and also the things from my podcast. And here I'm not using a headset, I'm using the EPOS the EPOS SB30G, which can be used as a Bluetooth device, but also using a USB connection to my smartphone, to my tablet, or to my PC. If you have a Mac, of course, also supported. That's my 7 o'clock. Let's stay for 1 second here with this briefing part. One thing which Microsoft is currently rolling out is a kind of personalized email. So I'm not only getting a summary mail, I'm also getting a personalized mail, which really helps me here to have an overview about my whole day. And what I find extremely useful is that also some kind of tasks and commitments are going to be summarized. And that's something what Microsoft is currently rolling out. Hey, listen, you promised here to set up a meeting, and now the tool, the virtual assistant, is going to help me in creating meetings, because I've lost the connection to my team members. I've lost the connection to my manager. So here, Okatana is helping me to increase productivity by recommending tasks which I actually have forgotten. And these kind of things are helpful for my productivity because I'm old and I need assistants which help me. Then another important thing is what I've learned is not only to have a full day of meetings, but also to book my personal focus time. That's one of the biggest learning maybe in these COVID-19 times, to really spend minimum like 2 hours for me, focus time, where I have a Pomodoro, a deep learning time without interruptions. And my tools like Teams help me to set the status of my teams to don't interrupt. So at my focus time of 1 or 2 hours a day, people cannot talk to me, they cannot chat to me, because I'm in this do not disturb time where I do really things where I need concentration, like producing a podcast, producing videos where I don't need any kind of chat messages popping up. I just need full attention to my stuff, what I'm doing. Then taking a break is important. Also spend time for learning. I also mentioned here my MBA. And here I'm seeing that these productivity tools from Cortana or from other vendors, as I said, Apple, Amazon, and Google, they are going to spend more focus on this energy level. So not only, focusing to tell you which meetings you have, but also reserving your spare time. And that's something what I personally find a new movement, a new innovative thing. And I'm very interested to increase my life here based on this artificial intelligent recommendation, where I also get every single Friday evening a nice wrap up how I performed. Did I really use my focus time well? Or did I just have 3 more meetings instead of focus time and so on. So I get also by this artificial intelligent bots, I also get feedback how I'm performing with my well-being and energy level. So that's something which is coming soon. So the ones who are currently listening from the US, that's already rolled out. European, German listeners here, it's coming. And where I also need obviously headsets and devices, is all about the experiences where I'm accepting meetings. So the virtual assistants are going to ask me things like, hey, could I please add person ABC to my meeting? Could I please add this person to my Microsoft Teams channel or to my Google group and so on? So I will use in the future much more often my headsets and my speaker phones to talk with my virtual assistant by organizing my teamwork. In the past, I used the virtual assistants to ask for weather or to ask maybe for my Amazon shopping status, and I asked maybe for my football, soccer game. But now the future where I'm seeing is that I talk to my virtual assistant, and EPOS has the Teams button already installed. So there is a Teams button on the new headset generation. There is a Teams button on the speaker phones. But currently, the buttons can accept calls, they can decline calls, and so on. But in the future is very soon here, in the future, they will use this virtual assistants to do things like, okay, please join this meeting, please add my colleague Joe Doe to my meeting, please add Mrs. Joanna Doe to my channel. So that's something where I see a lot of value here. And another value is to ask my virtual assistant about the current status. Hey, listen, I have to run to a meeting in 5 minutes. Please give me a kind of briefing about the customer situation. Do we have support tickets open? What is the pipeline like? So I believe in a future where we have virtual conversation, or where we have real conversations with virtual bots, with virtual assistants about business, and not only, hey, how's the weather, Siri, and so on, and you get it. So that's something where I see a lot of future value, and this helps me. And here definitely we need headset and devices depending on the use case. If I'm in the car, I need a different one than somewhere else. So to summarize, this kind of new virtual assistant experiences can help me in multiple ways to go into my day, to kick off my day, to talk with my virtual assistant in my car. In my car, I'm using a different kind of headset than in my office when I'm at home or when I'm in the company. So I'm changing my office, but here in the car, it's a different kind of experiences, but they also help me when I'm in the car. And it's all about organizing the meetings, but also creating actions, creating to-dos, asking, hey, please share my task list, please change my task list, please create an alert. That's something which really improves my productivity, because otherwise, when I'm in the car, I need to go on the right-hand side, to go into a parking lot or to go into the gas station and schedule everything and write something down. And here it can be done by virtual assistant. We also see that this kind of experiences are coming to mobile apps. They are coming into a new form factor, like displays. Here, there's a picture for Microsoft Teams displays, but the other vendors, they also offer this kind of new devices and form factors. And there will be also Teams rooms where we have cameras, where we have special devices, and the headphones and the speakerphones, which you might can get from EPOS. Then moving now into the time, like let's say 9 o'clock in the morning. So you've seen my life between 7 to 9. Now you're seeing my life from 9 to noon. And what I'm really enjoying is not to go directly onto my desk, onto my chair where my large computer is standing. I also like to spend the time a little bit between 9 to 10 on my very nice leather chair, and here I've got a Teams display where I can join immediately a call, a conversation, a meeting using the Bluetooth experiences from EPOS. So currently here I'm using the 560 EPOS Adapt, and this makes it possible to not start my day directly on my main desk, but to have a nicer start and join my first meetings on a nice chair, and just joined by this new device factor using a Bluetooth headset. Then when my first call marathon between 9 and 12 is finished, then I'm going to have lunch. Thanks to my Spanish wife, I sometimes get a nice paella. That's not something what I'm eating every day, but at least like once a week. And when I'm having lunch, I usually don't wear headsets. So this lunchtime is fully reserved for my family. I'm spending high quality time with my family. But sometimes very urgent things are happening, and I have to join a call, and then I'm using just a little in earbuds. But that is something what I want to prevent, and it's a very bad habit. But I've seen myself also using headsets while having lunch. But that's something what is not considered as a good practice. It's more like a bad practice, and I want to have less calls on my lunchtime. Then, when the lunchtime is over, I usually go here to my main working from home setting. So here you can see my two screens. You can see my other laptop. I've got a bunch of headsets here. So currently there is the EPOS 660, which you can hear, and also the SP30. So I'm using different devices for different settings. When I have the video conference, I always use the camera and very good lighting. And that's a setting which I really enjoy. But it's also a setting which is, on the one hand, quite professional, but also a little bit of exhausting, because with this kind of lights, after 3-4 hours, I also feel a bit of tension, and maybe also a little bit of headaches from the lights. I need the lights in winter time because it's darker here, but after 3 hours, I definitely need a break. And then I want to show you what I'm doing. And I also shared this story about my working from wood, from forest, with a German news magazine. So I talked with the Focus magazine, which is one of the largest German news magazines, and they have done a report about working from everywhere. And everybody showed their home office or their working from home photos. And my story was, I also enjoy working from the forest. And I do it like every second day. I go to my forest. It's just like 3, 4, 5 minutes away, and I enjoy this time a lot, because the forest is for me like a place where I got a lot of energy to walk, to observe how I'm walking, get fresh, nice oxygen air. So I really enjoy it, and I do it like nearly every day. So for me, this is one of the best ways how to get energy very, very soon. And not only recharging my energy, it's also about getting new ideas. So because I'm walking, or I'm running, jogging, and so on, or biking, I get new energy. So it's not only healthy and I get fresh air, it's also very important to digest ideas, to get new ideas. And for this use case, I usually don't take a large headset here with me. There are others here from EPOS, like this tiny one, or the in-ear buds. That's something what is a little bit easier to wear in this kind of situation when being in the forest. But that's something what I try to have every single day, and that's something what I need now around 3 o'clock, because if I would do it at 6, 7 in the evening, it would be dark and cold. So I need to catch a little bit of sun in the early afternoon. Then after my forest session and so on, then sometimes I go, or usually I go back to my desk. But after my second part at my desk, around 6, 7 in the evening, it's time for a nice beer and going into dinner with my family. That's usually not the way how I'm celebrating my evening, but you get the idea. It's always nice to meet friends. And here in this part where I'm not working anymore at 6, 7, I really that's a part of the day where I'm first having family quality time, at least until 9 o'clock in the evening, and then going into another phase where I'm watching a lot of video and Netflix, and also enjoying music a lot. So that's a time when I'm back with headphones, because the family is sleeping, and I use headphones to listen to music or to learn by watching YouTube, or to just entertain. So that's the last part of my day, when I'm wearing headsets and headphones again to consume videos and music, and not to disturb my family while they're sleeping, especially with my kids. But there is also a life where I'm not at home, where I'm going back into my office. Currently, I spent my whole let's say last 9 months at home, but there will be a time when I go back to the office. And here it's very important to understand there is no single office space room, which is important. We are going into a world where we have different rooms. We have huddle size room. We have small size room. Maybe we have rooms which are small sized into medium, or medium into large. And for these rooms, it's so important to focus on very good light, focus on acoustics, focusing on excellent camera quality, great camera view. A camera view means it should be inclusive, not only watching, not only looking to the one who's speaking, but also include people who are currently not talking. So that's for me one of the most important topics, because sometimes people tend to talk the whole meeting, and then the camera would be only focused on them. So a big movement here in the camera industry is to embed everybody and be more inclusive. And microphones are also doing a great job here to handle these different situations. Other kinds of rooms would be XXL rooms, large, medium conference rooms, and then the executive rooms. But the considerations are the same. Acoustics, lighting, camera view, microphone is one of the most important things here, because we are now in the hybrid world. As I mentioned, in the hybrid world, not everybody is in the room. We're going to have colleagues, we are going to have partners, we're going to have customers watching from outside. They're not in the same room, and this is going to be the future. So meetings where everybody is in one single room are going to be quite exotic in the future. Microsoft is having a very, very good concept about all the different rooms, stereotypes, how they look like, and so on. They have very good ideas about their idea of a small room, a medium room, and a large room. And here EPOS is well positioned. They have the exact same perfect device for each situation. Sometimes you need distance. You still are at the COVID-19 distancing part, and then you go for a speakerphone which can provide this kind of distance, like 1.5 meters and so on. But maybe we find Basin very soon, and we can get closer together, like you can see on this right picture, and then we can get closer and work closer and don't have to do the distance. And also for these situations, which we know from the pre-COVID-19 times, the situation we also have speakerphones here from EPOS, because it's so important not to have only the conversations with people in the same room, but also to include the others which are currently not there. So for me, that's one of the most important things, to include everybody on the fly into the meetings, even if they're not there, but we need them to share and to spread knowledge and to work closer, because flying and traveling like we did in the past is not going to be the same in the future. Microsoft has got a concept called Teams rooms, and here they want to make the experience super easy, to have a camera system, to have small tablet devices in the meeting room where everybody can start a video conference, a audio conference immediately without opening a laptop. So the whole systems like tablets and so on and camera systems are part of the executive meetings rooms or of other meeting rooms. And the main focus is this kind of new system should be easy to use, because in the past it was crazy difficult. The systems were there, but nobody really used it because they didn't run and they were too complicated. And the main idea is that this kind of meeting experiences should be super simple, easy to set up, easy to join, easy to add new meetings. So it's all about the transformation of spaces. And EPOS is also part of this certification process. So if you go to the Microsoft website here, you can find all the devices from EPOS, from headsets, and also from speakerphones, which are certified by Microsoft, and you can buy them immediately. And I think there is nearly, from the EPOS side, there is no headset or no speakerphone missing. So everything is certified, and the certification process is very strict. So I've seen documentation, how it looks like. It's super strict, and it's a very great story that EPOS is certified, not only for Microsoft, also for the other vendors like BlueJean and Zoom and Cisco WebEx and Amazon and Google. But this is going to be crucial because at the end, the only thing what matters is great audio quality. Because when you have meetings, when you have audio calls, your voice is in a very intimate part of the body because people are listening to your voice inside your ears. And then it's so important to have very good headset quality, speakerphone quality, because for me it's a kind of appreciation that I use the best headsets, because otherwise it doesn't feel good if you just picked crappy, simple, cheap headset and the other one need to listen to you. That's not the way how I would like to work. So let me summarize my message. For me, the future is going to be hybrid. So there's no way how we can go back to the pre-COVID-19 times. The future is a mixture of working from home, working at customers, working with our colleagues in our offices, going to conferences, joining virtual conferences. So it's not like staying at home or always traveling. It's going to be a hybrid future. But what I've personally learned is that it's crucial to watch on my personal energy level. Am I exhausted? Am I overwhelmed by meetings? And here, my message is share and try and explore different rooms where you also can switch off video, where you only can go into an audio experience. Because a pure only audio experience is going to help you immediately to recharge your battery and to go into your next meeting with more energy. That's something what I see. And the future is going to offer more diversity. Camera systems are going to include people which are currently not talking. And we can go and we can go for our own lifestyles. So if we need to go for a run, if we need to go for a walk in the forest, or if we have to pick up our kids from school, or we have to go some grocery shopping, we can do it. So there's no need to stay from 8 to 6 on our desk, on our chairs with only one single headset. So that's my main experiences. I could never work with sitting for 8 hours on one single chair with one single headset. I need to move around. I need to leave my office and get fresh air and to walk. Otherwise, it would be too exhausting. And this combination of traveling again in the future or traveling now, and then also using different rooms, using different headsets, collaborating in calls, in video calls, in audio calls, meeting people. Again, this is finally offering me freedom. That's for me a very high value. And that's something what I've discovered over the last month. And that's one of my biggest learning at my COVID-19 times, which I wanted to share with you, because I found out that the secret also to my personal happiness is freedom. But to achieve freedom, I think we need courage. And courage or courage is something what you can get if you explore new ways, if you explore new rooms of working, if you explore new possibilities. So maybe you also want to talk with your peer group, with your colleagues about it, and get new freedoms, because I see more different ways of working. Maybe you need 1 or 2 headsets more to reach this freedom. But that's something what personally I get a lot of value, and I would like to share this with you, because this is something which is not over when we are going to have a vaccine against COVID-19. This is going to be the future. So there is not only one way of new working, there are many different ways, and it's super exciting and very interesting to find out the way to explore new work in audio and video situations, on-site, online, offline. So happy to have more conversations with you and explore the new ways of working. Thanks much for watching.